Hey there YouTube, this is Vargas XX78 with my long promised best of 2013 video. This is the video that I wanted to share with you guys that I've been wanting to post earlier. It's already halfway through the first month of 2014, but I had the opportunity to sit down and share with you guys the best of stuff that I've read, watched, or done in 2013. So here we go. My memory's not as good as it used to be, so I have a little list here. TV wise, let's start off with TV. Between work and my boyfriend duties, I haven't actually had a chance to sit down and watch TV. The only TV shows I've missed everything from The Big Bang Theory. I've seen 1 or 2 episodes of The Simpsons. The most that we watch on TV, I've been watching reruns of Friends with my girlfriend because she's really big into Friends. We just ended the first season of Forever After, so we haven't seen any of the episodes of the new season. The only TV show that we've really watched, we've also been watching Storage Wars, the Texas, New York, and regular Storage Wars. But the only TV show that we've watched consistently and the one that I enjoyed the most was The Walking Dead. Season 4, or at least half of Season 4 of The Walking Dead. That one was pretty good. That Walking Dead's getting really, really cool. The whole end to the prison thing was freaking amazing. The last battle with the governor was also really cool. So The Walking Dead gets my award as the best TV show in 2013. Going into video games, which, again, like TV, it's something I haven't actually been able to play as much. I have played video games, and I started a few, but the ones that I've consistently played, even though I haven't finished, is The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword and Wind Waker HD. Great games. I love the play control and the story in Skyward Sword. Same with Wind Waker. I love the HD update. But Pokemon X is the game that I've played the most, and I've enjoyed the most because I've played it more. Haven't finished it. I got my 7th gym leader badge, and I'm already going to take the fight to the leader of Team Flare, and I've only gotten like 150 Pokemon and 263 in my Pokedex, so I'm still a good chunk away from completing that game 100%, but Pokemon X gets my Vargas Award for the best video game that I played in 2013. Comic books. In the major event or crossover category, I read 3. I read 4 actually, but 1 hasn't concluded. I read Battle for the Atom. I read Age of Ultron, Forever Evil, and Infinity. Forever Evil, I can't nominate it. I can't really give it a prize, even though I'm loving it because it hasn't ended. It's going to end this year in 2014, so it started, but I can't give a final thought because it hasn't done. Battle of the Atom and Age of Ultron had interesting concepts, but they didn't really follow through for me. Especially Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron was a dud, in my opinion. But Infinity was good. Infinity was good. I like the cosmic aspect of the Avengers going into space and fighting this huge threat. And I like the more down-to-earth threat of Thanos and him releasing the Terrigen Mists just to get at his son. The artwork was also pretty cool. So Infinity gets my award for the best event or crossover of 2013. The best award for a monthly book, my runner-up is Wonder Woman. I really, really like Wonder Woman. I like what Brian Azzarello is doing with that. But I'm going to give up my award as a tie. I'm going to give it to 2 titles, and that's Swamp Thing. I really like what they're doing with Swamp Thing. I like the twists and turns that the book has. And the artwork, these last couple of issues have been really good. They really picked up the slack in the artwork department. And the writing's also pretty good, again, because of all those twists and turns. So Swamp Thing is one. The other one is Batman. Good old Batman here. Ever since the relaunch, Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo have been amazing storytellers. I've loved their run from Court of the Owls to Death of the Family to now the Year Zero thing. It's been a freaking good run on Batman. Batman's been the best that he's been in a while, and I really really like that, and I hope DC pays them whatever they want to keep them on the book. But Batman and Swamp Thing get my Vargas Award for the best monthly books in 2013. So the other thing is movies. I have been able to go to the theater a lot more with my girlfriend. I didn't get to see all the movies I wanted, but I did get to see a few. So I'm going to separate them in genres. We didn't get to see that many action or comedies, so I put them all together. And we went to see Good Day to Die Hard, Fast and the Furious 6, Now You See Me, and Grown Ups 2. Now, Good Day to Die Hard, Fast and the Furious 6, and Grown Ups 2 were good, and I did have a good time watching them, but they weren't, in my opinion, as good as the ones that came before each one. So, my Vargas Award for the best other category is going to be Now You See Me. I grew up watching watching the TV specials of people like David Copperfield, so the whole magic thing that it's not really magic, it's more like an illusionist thing. That was really interesting to me, and it's also a really cool crime caper. So Now You See Me, really really good movie starring Woody Harrelson. If it stars Woody Harrelson right then and there, it's gonna be cool, and it has an all-star cast. It really does. So that one gets the award for the best other category. Didn't get to see that many horror movies, but we did go to see Mama. Warm Bodies, didn't go to see it at the theater, but we did see it the minute that it released on DVD. We rented it at a Blockbuster in 2013, so that one counts. World War C, and The Conjuring. Warm Bodies is a really effective horror romantic movie. World War C needed more blood, in my opinion. Mama was creepy, but the best one by far is The Conjuring. I would say 70% of the movie, my girlfriend was like this. She didn't want to watch what was going on. And I've watched a lot of horror movies, so it takes a lot to creep me out. The Conjuring did that. The whole movie was creepy and scary and effective as hell. So The Conjuring gets my award for the best horror movie of 2013. Went to see some animated movies. Went to see The Croods, Epic, Despicable Me 2, Monster University, and Frozen. Epic had good animation, but it basically boils down that it's a ripoff of Fern Gully. So, yeah. The Croods was really, really funny, really touching, really colorful. The art design on The Croods was so original and so cool. Despicable Me 2 was a good sequel to the first one. It built up more, and it had more minions. Monster University, again, great animation. Reminded me a lot of the more of some of the original college movies that I watched, so I enjoyed that. But the best animated movie I would have to give it to Frozen, because the whole soundtrack, every song in this movie is catchy, memorable, and really great. The character design will remind you a little bit of Tangled, because it's done by the same studio, but I like the characters. It has a really cool twist with one character that you think it's going to go one way, and then, bam, the twist comes in that I didn't see coming. I usually spot twists like that, but I didn't spot this one. Yeah, Frozen. I went to see that movie twice for different reasons. So Frozen gets my best animated Vargas Award. Went to see superhero movies. I didn't miss a single superhero movie that I wanted to see, thankfully. We went to see G.I. Joe Retaliation, Iron Man 3, Star Trek Into Darkness, Man of Steel, The Wolverine, Kick-Ass 2, and Thor The Dark World. All of the movies I enjoyed. G.I. Joe Retaliation was way better than the original one. far exceeded my expectations. Iron Man 3, the ending was kind of like, what? But I enjoyed the hell out of that movie. Star Trek Into Darkness, a really good remake of Wrath of Khan. Man of Steel, loved it, even though the flashbacks could have been better. Wolverine, loved that movie. And it set up Days of Future Past so well. Kick-Ass 2, Jim Carrey was great in Kick-Ass 2, and it was a lot of fun, and my girlfriend really enjoyed it a lot better than the first one. But the one that I'm going to give the award to is Thor: The Dark World. Really liked this movie. It felt bigger. It felt epic. The relationship between Thor and Loki works really well in this one. And they set up Loki in a really, really interesting spot at the end of this. So, Thor: The Dark World gets my award for the best movie of 2013. The last category is either fantasy or inspired by a book. So, went to see Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters, Oz the Great and Powerful, Beautiful Creatures. I could have put this one in the other one, but it had a fantastic look. So, The Great Gatsby, Pacific Rim, Mortal Instruments, City of Bones, Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and The Hobbit 2, The Desolation of Smaug. Hansel and Gretel was directed by the guy that did Dead Snow, so that was a lot of fun. Oz the Great and Powerful was good. A lot of people didn't like that movie, but I don't really know why. Their complaints mostly are on James Franco, and yeah, I kind of get that, but it was really colorful, and I liked what they did with the Wizard of Oz. Beautiful Creatures is, you could consider it a Twilight ripoff, but it was a billion times more fun than Twilight. The characters, at least, it showed some emotion, for crying out loud. The Great Gatsby was done by the guy that did Moulin Rouge, so it was also very colorful. Pacific Rim, freaking amazing movie. Mortal Instruments, City of Bones, I recently heard that movie did really badly, but it wasn't that bad in my opinion. Hunger Games, Catching Fire, great sequel. Even though the first part is really interesting, then the other part is basically just the first one, but with a couple of twists. And the ending really gets you excited for the next one. And The Hobbit 2, loved this movie. Really, really liked the dragon, the Smaug the dragon. His animation was really cool, and I liked the whole thing that they did with Sauron and Gandalf, and with Legolas and the other elf character. But my award is going to go to Pacific Rim, not only as the best fantasy/book movie that I've seen, but Pacific Rim is going to get my award for the best movie of 2013. I freaking love this movie. Guillermo del Toro blew my mind with this movie. It really did. I was like, oh my god, this is so amazing. Because, you know, they've been saying that they're going to do an Evangelion live action, but I never thought it could be possible until I saw this movie. We went to see it in 3D, and the 3D blew my mind. I was like, oh, this is so cool. Would have liked it to be a little bit more colorful and not everything be so dark, but it actually worked in its favor. And I grew up with monster movies like Godzilla and the giant robot genre, so seeing both of those in beautiful 3D and live action, oh yeah, Pacific Rim definitely gets my award for the best overall movie I've seen in 2013. The really, really, really good movie, and thank you, Guillermo del Toro, for making that movie. I'm still hoping they do Hellboy 3, but damn it, I really like Pacific Rim. So, yeah, that is, in my personal opinion, the best of 2013. If you agree or disagree, I would really like to hear about it. Leave a comment and I'll get back to you. But honestly, 2013 was pretty good. Pretty good book-wise, pretty good movie-wise. I'm looking forward to 2014. I've kind of read some stuff that I don't agree with the comic books, but movie-wise, a lot of good movies. So, yeah. Thanks so much for watching, and until I see you all again, this is